As the sun shone at Balmoral this morning, still they came to pay their respects. Perhaps fewer than in days past, but still with the same sense of loss. The rows of flowers getting deeper and messages growing. Yesterday the Queen left here for the final time on her journey to Edinburgh and on to London. For those laying flowers at the gate of her Scottish home, a chance for quiet reflection.
I think it was that constant. She's always been there all our lives and our children's and grandchildren too. So it's just that end of an era.
She was a great lady. She reigned for many years, and I think the country is very sorrowful.
I just feel really sad. I'm almost tearful. She was just such a wonderful, wonderful lady, and she's been Queen all my life.
Pat is 88 and still remembers seeing the Queen when she was young at Balmoral.
I've known her all my life. I've stood on there when I was a small girl and watched them walking to Crathie. And they were dressed like me, in a kilt and a jumper. No crown.
The main focus today may be in Edinburgh, but across the country people have continued to pay their respects to the Queen. Flowers left outside the city chambers in Glasgow as memories of her time come to the fore of people's minds.
I think I'm just echoing what everybody else is thinking as well. She's always been there, she's been the constant, and now with a lot of turmoil happening in the world, knowing that she's not there, it's a big change.
Well, I was part of the Girl Guide movement as well, and she was the patron of Girl Guide and Girl Scouts. And she was a brilliant role model for young women and young girls, to be honest.
I love the Queen, she's done a good job. And she didn't deserve to go just now.
In Dundee, a book of condolence is opened for people to leave their tributes, young and old coming to remember the 70 years of the Queen's reign.
I felt really sad for the whole family. To be honest, I've never been a royalist, and yet I feel it so deeply what the family have had to go through, and it was an absolute pleasure to come and sign the book.
I watched her coronation when I was a young girl of 12, and I followed her life avidly, and I just wanted to come down today and pay my respects.
It's not only in this country that people feel the loss of the Queen. In Inverness, her global impact was reflected by those who shared their memories.
She's been there my whole life, and I first remember seeing her, or my mother and dad taking me to see her when I was 6 years of age in Wollongong, Australia.
Her passing affects everyone because she was such an example.
Everybody has to say that the royal family has been a good example in general of leadership.
In the northern parts of the UK today, the Queen was also remembered. In Shetland, people paid their respects too.
The Queen was the only serving monarch that's been to Shetland since Viking times. And it was a privilege to have her here, and I've enjoyed her being here.
I think it's an extremely sad occasion. I think she's a woman that deserves a huge amount of respect for the kind of service she's given to the country for many, many, many years.
Well, it was very sad, wasn't it? And we have to celebrate her life and what she did and remember it.
I've actually met her, which makes it all the more poignant that she's passed, and she's the only Queen we've ever known. This is a completely new chapter.
What more can you say? Wonderful, wonderful woman.
Scotland is saying its final goodbyes to a Queen that loved it so much.